It is never too late still. And I'm saying it that way because last year on this date, I received a message that said it's never too late. And when I read it to you today, it will make a lot more sense as you might be experiencing your life and our world now because we're moving through dramatic changes and they're happening very quickly. Everyone alive now would be feeling something that they're being moved to do or something that they put away that's coming back, thinking, well, maybe I should do this now. So if that's you, I just want you to understand it's never too late. But you then have to decide whether or not you're going to do that thing that's in front of you that you've been putting off or that you are afraid of doing because the universe is asking you to do that because when you move to the higher state of understanding or beingness that you could be, then you're putting a different energy into your life and also into our world, and then things start to change. I've talked about my work for the longest time, and I put out several videos to show you how we change in our consciousness. We do that individually, but we also do that collectively. And we will each do it differently because we're unique beings. We came into the world to become unique beings, but that can also be the challenge. Because as we start discovering ourselves, we might be a little surprised or afraid of what's in there. And that's because we could have been programmed generationally to believe that we are not enough, that we don't have what it takes to do that thing that we have this dream about or this vision. And I know this because I've held it for so long. And so at 73, I can say all of these things now because I've lived them and I do know. When we talk about mindset, you have to wonder, well, where does that come from? How do you get it? Well, I spent years just studying it. I spent years living it. And so when I talk about how I healed, my life, how I healed everything, it was from the work that I've been given. And I can say that because I wrote it all. And as you probably know, I've been doing it for like last 35 years. And we don't know what's going to develop from the work that we do in our lives, but everyone has something that if they could access it and understand it, they would live this really great life. And then you would start to contribute to the world in a brand new way. When I first started talking about my work, it was because I knew the world would be changing. We'd be going through dramatic changes. The changes are energetic. We are all energy. We are electromagnetic beings. And so we would just access it differently. I just happened to be a person who was given this ability, this gift to access precognitive information, which is why I could put together this work, which is why I say it's the most valuable thing you could ever have because it changes your life and you come to understand who you are. However, today, what I'm going to be doing again is giving you another little ebook, as I call it, because certain days, and this is one of them, on the 17th, we have a lot of energy that'll be moving. And I want you to understand how important you are in the world now, how much you matter. Because when you start doing that, you're putting in a different energy. You don't have to understand all the quantum sciences to get this. However, everything that you want in your life is outside of where you are. That's that unknown. But sometimes we're afraid to look. And I understand it because I had to sit down every single day and receive this information, which caused me to look inside and move through all kinds of trauma, all kinds of difficulties, challenges. But it also gave me the ability to create this work to give it back to others. That's what we're all supposed to do. Your life has this meaning that as you live it and start understanding what it is, then you come to this greater wisdom and knowledge, and then you can be an example and give it back to others. There are no exceptions to that. We just make ourselves exceptions when we don't understand how important we are. But again, you must understand that it's just from programming. And I'm saying that because right now we're moving through so much of it globally. It's in the entire world, which is why it looks the way that it does. But the best thing that you can do is decide to own who you are, is decide to come into understanding yourself and loving who you are. All of the videos that I've put on my channel in the last several days, couple of weeks actually, are talking about that. And I gave you several things talking about the science of it because I did come to understand that. And when you come to understand the science of you, you start to feel empowered. You start to feel courageous. All of those things come together for you. And I can say that because I've experienced it. And so when I tell people that this work will cause you to heal, I'm not saying that you're going to do exactly what I've done, but I do know that whatever you will do will be something that will be of benefit to the world when you start to become your authentic self. That's exactly what happens. There are no exceptions. Now, you might get involved in some other things that may not have anything to do with you because that's what's going on in the world. And so you're going to be distracted by everything that's going on out there because there's a lot of energetic planetary changes happening now. So your best thing is to study, is be with yourself. And so this little ebook that I'm giving you, if you read each message, you will start to understand and you will see that there's a progression that happens within them, meaning that each year, they're all on the 17th, by the way, but you'll see each year they're a little different. It gives you a little more awareness because that's how you grow. That's how you evolve. We all do. We have to understand, be presented with information. Then, when we become willing to accept it and believe it, then we're off to the races and we create something more. But let me read you this message from last year, and it'll probably make a little more sense to you today. It is never too late. We would like you to hold those words in your consciousness as you examine your life and world today, and as you study the message we provided on this date in 2012. It is also the reason we planned our live conversation with you today during this powerful new moon on your planet. For if you understand and accept its importance along with yours, the results you will experience in both your life and the world will be worth every uncomfortable experience you might have had. First, it is always how you interpreted what was happening in your life and did not fully understand your importance. You will today. Perspective is one of the most valuable gifts you will receive as you move through your physical life experience. In other words, every experience you have causes you to have greater awareness due to that experience. It matters not whether the incident was pleasurable or difficult for you. You still maintain that greater awareness, which is perspective. Now, with that perspective, you can better make choices in your now experience that allows you to create the type of future nows you desire. When you remember that you are always in the process of creating your own reality, you will use your gift of perspective wisely. And that is true for all of us. Now, I can tell you, I received that message in 2012, as it said, didn't make as much sense for me then as it does today. That's how we all evolve. That's how we evolve individually in our individual consciousness or our evolutionary journey, but it's also the collective consciousness as well, which is what we're moving through now. So you're not going to expect everyone to understand you now. You have to do that. You're not going to expect everyone else to even understand the changes you might be making in your life right now because many people are doing that because as we evolve, we come to a greater awareness of who we are and what we can achieve. That's why I'm doing all of this work. And then when you start putting yourself out there, you could be really surprised as I'm being now because now I'm having to step up. This is why I have my clients become accountable to what they can do because the only thing that happens is you stop yourself. You just give up and don't finish the gift that you were given to bring to the world. That's what we all have. So my job was obviously to help more people do that, which is why I created all of my work. And the end result is you come out a much more evolved person. You come out loving yourself, being happy, and you stop hating things, especially others around you, and you get on with doing what you came to the world to do because your life is the most important thing that you have. And so to not give yourself the ability to get the most out of this life is really a difficulty that you might have. And the only reason it would be is because you're not willing to own and love who you are. But you can now. Please enjoy this video, share it with others. If it's your first time being here, please subscribe and share it with others. I'm having a channeling session. Please keep checking my website, rogerburnley.com, and you will see all of the events. And my program is always available, so you can come into it when you're ready to become your best self. See you soon.